What's up everyone? We are going to make black elderberry syrup. There's a pandemic going on, but also there's seasonal allergies. This can help both boost your immune system, but also help you combat your allergies. I discovered this a couple years ago and I realized, wow, a bottle of this stuff, which is about this big, costs like $1 million. So why don't I just figure out how they make it? So there's a few ingredients that are needed to make this, and I'm going to show you them in 3, 2, you're going to need your black elderberries. Get them dried. I got them off of Amazon, which, you know, if you order them now, maybe you'll get them before 2021. You're gonna need water from a clean source, like I would avoid something that comes out of like New Jersey or something. Raw honey from your local honey dealer, since they're like a drug now. And the last ingredient you need is love. And put that all together. Okay, the actual procedure to make this is super simple. You're gonna need equal parts black elderberry and honey. The honey you'll need later on as a preservative. And the reason I recommend raw local honey is because raw honey doesn't have any of the processes that it goes through to take out any of the natural occurring bacteria in it, which can help you heal from, you know, just the pollen in your area. So wherever you are, go get local honey from where you live. So first thing, grab a small pot. I'm using half doses, so I'm using a 1/4 cup of black elderberries that are dried, and then I'm going to use 1 whole cup of water. And super simple, we're just gonna get it to a boil and then we're gonna let it simmer for an hour. You never ever want to eat these raw because they are actually toxic for you and you'll start puking and shitting. You don't want that. I mean, unless you do. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but you know, I don't recommend it. Nice. Alright, so I just brought this to a boil and I brought it down to, well, now it's kind of a fast simmer. I'm trying to get it to slow down just a little bit. Let's take it off the hot one. You have options here. You can add, which is what I like to do, some clove into your mix. It adds a little bit of spice, and you know, if you have any sort of like sore throat or post-nasal drip, it definitely helps. I can go in there, recycle that, and yeah, mix those things together. Then you want to put on a timer and have it sit and simmer for about an hour. Yeah. When you add in clove, you will start to sneeze just because it opens up all your sinuses. You do want that kind of stuff inside your homemade medicines. So a couple things about this. Once you're done with this whole process and everything's good, you can take 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. You can take up to 4 tablespoons a day if you're feeling like really under the weather. I don't recommend taking more than that. I don't really know what happens, but I know there's not any like hugely adverse effects. The science behind this is that yes, it does carry vitamin C, yes, it has some other enzymes in it. What it basically does is increases the potential for your lymphatic system to circulate antioxidants throughout the body. So it boosts your immune system, kind of like a slow IV drip of antioxidants. 4th ingredient is love, and I say that because this is an ancient art. It's like alchemy, I guess. Little witches out there probably like that stuff. Any of you that watch my channel because you like cars, you know, wasn't that all the same stuff? You kind of mix some things together and you come out with something even cooler. Well, this is the same thing. But you can't get anything cool without vision or love, which I think are kind of the same thing. This is officially simmered. Ow, that's hot. That's officially simmered for an hour. Next step, we're going to strain this out. Interesting trivia about black elderberry syrup is my ancestors, the ancient Greeks, there was a faction of them called Spartans. I'm sure all of you are very well aware of their history because it's super popular and every single movie in Hollywood likes to pay homage to them. So, they used to drink this liquid called melasomos, which literally translates from ancient Greek to English as black juice. And it had very strong properties of aiding in the human body in achieving its perfection, or the perfect human form. Many people think it was a type of bone broth, or some people think it was some weird type of botanical soup. I think that it was actually black elderberry. It can be found in some places in Greece. It can be found in southern Greece. It's not as prevalent anymore because there's been a lot of fires over the last 400, 500, 600 years, because Greece has just been ravaged by war over and over and over again ever since the Holy Roman Empire formed. But anyways, that's just a quick little trivia. You do have to do a couple things. You have to boil it, or boil it for at least 20 minutes. I boil it for an hour. I simmer it for an hour. I boil it for a little bit. And that's just to get all of anything that's bad for you out of it. And then you need to have enough water, otherwise it won't become reduced properly. And you need to put some sort of preservative in it. Some people just use sugar, which I think is kind of gross. Okay, well, it's cooled down enough. We're going to start adding in our honey. When I make a full dose, I usually add about 8 tablespoons, and I'm talking like heaping tablespoons. You want all of your components to this to be as sterile as possible, just to keep it from not having contamination, because you are making this at home, and it's not like a pasteurized thing. I mean, it is technically pasteurized because we cooked it, but there is a chance of it, going bad. So always use your nose, use your senses, people. Your body will tell you if it shouldn't have something. Trust it. Trust your gut. You don't want this to be too cool because you want it to still dissolve the thickness of the honey into it, but you also don't want it to be too warm so that it actually hurts the enzymes inside the honey. About 60, 70 degrees is fine. Some of you might be wondering why I'm not just putting the whole heaping thing in there. That is actually because I don't want to put black elderberry contaminated spoon into my honey. These are both very precious, but they should be kept separate. And this is actually an important lesson in life. Sometimes two really great things don't belong together in the same spot at the same time. So, proportions matter, timing matters, and situations matter. This is an appropriate situation, this is an appropriate proportion, this is an appropriate spot. This is not the appropriate proportion or spot or time. Does that make sense? Sometimes people enter relationships that they shouldn't be in because of one reason or another, because the timing is off, or the proportions are wrong, or the spot, in other words, the pairing is just wrong. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. These are just things that we need to be educated about. I've seen a lot of things, a lot of people going crazy lately, and it's sad. And I think we have a choice. We are a sentient species. We have the mantle of responsibility for this planet, and we should assume that responsibility. We have the ability to educate each other across the entire globe, and that's kind of why I'm making this video. Yes, there are other videos on how to make this out there, but sometimes people just want to watch mine, And if that's the case, please leave a like and comment and subscribe and share this with a friend of yours, or whoever you think this could be useful to, or just, whoever anyways. I appreciate it very much. The rest of the audience appreciates it very much, because then I have more of an incentive to create even more content and have a steady flow of it, instead of just being one video every 3 weeks or whenever I feel like. Yeah, I think I'm going to get this to about right there. This is a renewable source of energy, as long as we take care of whatever's out there. So, save the bees, folks. Because without the bees, we wouldn't have black elderberry syrup, and without black elderberry syrup, we wouldn't have tasty medicine that is made at home. And if we didn't have homemade homeopathic tasty medicine, we would have to all take pills, and we all know how Big Pharma has been going about taking care of symptoms instead of problems. Being someone that builds a lot of things and likes to create and fix things, I'm not someone that likes to fix symptoms of problems. I like to fix the source. Right here we can see a clear defining line between black elderberry syrup and honey. We're going to go about probably 2 or 3 more tablespoons, and we're going to call it. We're going to start to mix together. Mixing is going to be super fun because I'm going to get to taste it after. Can you tell I'm a Virgo? Speaking of Virgo, did you know that Mercury is in reverse cowgirl again? Yeah, it's pretty annoying. but this time around it's been so far not too terrible. You know, last year was just awful when Mercury was in Lemonade or Reverse Cowgirl or whatever you call it. Alright, you can look inside here. The way that the spoon looks will give you a good indication of how mixed the mix actually is. Don't be afraid to mix the absolute crap out of this. Put your love into it, like I said. You guys think I should taste it? Let's taste it. Wow, that is a little bit more honey than I was anticipating. But the clove really, wow. Yep. That is a nice strong mix of homemade homeopathic medicine. Get it in the fridge, let it sit there, and when you take it, take a tablespoon, a clean one, put it in once, down it. The human body is made to last a lifetime. So why don't we treat them like they're made to last a lifetime with some respect? Anyways, that's all for today, folks. Thank you for staying with me and having fun watching this experience. I love you. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. I'm not going to keep telling you what to do. Just do whatever you want. Peace out. Stay marvelous.